Hi, and welcome back to Chat About. It's good to see you back. Last time we met, I said that we would do a basic edit of a video using Adobe Premiere Elements 2020, although other versions work in exactly the same way, so you could be able to follow what I'm doing and do it on that, no problem at all. So we're not aiming at perfection, we're not aiming at anything fancy, we're aiming at how can you quickly and very easily put in some video footage into Premiere Elements and produce a very basic video with a title and a background music. So without any further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so we said we would do a quick demonstration of how to make a very basic video using Adobe Premiere Elements. This is version 2020. All the versions are very much similar. Make sure first of all that you're on quick mode up here, and then you're set to go. On the earlier versions, these bars here, these menus you see here, will probably appear on the bottom. Don't worry about that, that's fine. So the first thing you need to do is import the footage that you've shot. So you simply click Add Media, Files and Folders, and here are the files here. So simply highlight all the files that you want to import. And click Open. And they will appear here at the bottom. Okay, not necessarily in the right order. Now the first thing to say is you can scroll through this and have a quick look and see what you've got simply by clicking left click on this red slider, sliding up and down, and you can preview your footage. Right, okay, on purposely I've also filmed a couple of scenes with the camera in portrait mode, in other words up and down as opposed to left and right and filling the screen like this. You never will see that on TV, you never see that in the cinema, it's terrible. So the first thing we're going to do is delete them. Okay, so click on the scene and you can either go to the dustbin or you can click on the little arrow and click delete, and that's got rid of them, we don't want them. So the next thing is to have a look through the footage and see what we want to keep and what we don't. So using this bar we can scroll through and have a look. Not happy with that thing. So click on this pair of scissors down here, you'll get a little menu pop up and we want to click on Smart Trim. It will change it so that you're now only looking at that scene. So the first thing to do is drag out the end of the scene bar to where it finishes, and we want to finish it before you see all these railings. So slide it back to just before the railings, let go of it. And where do we want it to start? We don't want the railings in it again, so just past the railings. And we're happy with that now. You can scroll through it again using the red slider just to check and see if you're happy with what you've got. And then you literally click on this button down here, continue editing. Now you'll notice if you scroll through, when you've gone back to the main menu where all the scenes are showing, if we slide along that scene, it's only got the bit that we selected. So the next scene is this one, and you'll notice that when I zoom in using a mobile phone it goes all blurry. Mobile phone video cameras are great for lots of things, but they're not very good at zooming in generally. You normally get this horrible blurry effect. So we want to edit that out of this scene. So again, click on the scissor icon and Smart Trim. Okay, now we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to split this in half, so we're going to need two parts to it. So if you click on the plus on this little camera down here, left click again, you'll get another scene or another edit scene pop up. Drag that to where we want it to finish, and then drag the start of it to just past where it blurs. There, it's gone all clear there, look. So we let go of it there. The first scene, that's fine from the start. We can preview it using the red slider. But just before it starts to zoom in, we want to get rid of it. We want to cut it there. So about there. Just before we start zooming in. And we're happy with that then, so we continue editing again. And now, if you scroll through it, you'll notice it scrolls, and then it jumps in to where we've cut it. Now, I'm not pretending the video work is very good here. That the aim of this isn't to show you how to, how to film things. It's how to edit it using the basic editor. So the next scene, pretty much the same scene, but we're happy with that. And then we move to this scene here where we've got these metal figures, if you like. This is on Colwyn Bay Promenade in North Wales. Okay, and we're quite happy with that, apart from all these containers and things. That's horrible, and we don't really want to see this sign here at the start. So again, click on the scene, click on the scissors, smart trim. So we want to see from, let's drag that one out a bit, from where the sign disappears, preferably about there. Okay, and we want to watch this scene around to just before you see all them building works there. So about there, I think we do it again. So then continue editing, and the final scene, just click on it and the little red thing will jump to the start of it. It's I guess, oh look, it goes all wonky there, which to be fair I did on purpose just to show you again editing it out. So click on the scissors, smart trim. So here we are in that scene now, and if you scroll through it, you'll notice that again that it's got that wobble in it. So it's quite easy. All we need to do is set it to the point where it stops wobbling, and then press on plus on the video camera, and that gives us another scene. So we can continue the scene after that, and the first scene we can continue to the point just before it wobbles there, simply by dragging these boxes out, and then continue editing. If you scroll through that now, the wobble is gone. Now, what else can we do to it? You can put transitions in there. So instead of just jumping from one scene to another like this, you can, if you wish, put transitions in there. So you simply click on this button here, and this menu here will pop up, and you choose which transition you want. One tip for you is don't have lots and lots of different transitions in a video. It ruins it. Generally, through the scenes in the middle of a video, you probably don't need it. Just let it flick from one to another. It works better that way. If you want one at the start, for instance, though, I suggest something like cross dissolve is nice. Click on cross dissolve, and literally you hold it down with your left button and drag it to that square, and you'll notice it turns green. Let go of it. Tell it how long you want the dissolve to be. We'll have it for 1 second, or 2 seconds. So you click up 2 seconds and apply. Now, if you click play, you'll notice it fades in. And we could do the same to the end, simply by clicking on cross dissolve, holding it down with the left button, and dragging it till this button here turns green. Let go and apply. And you'll notice then at the end of the video, it fades out, rather than just stopping, which is a lot nicer. What else could we do to this? Well, how about putting a title on it? So, very, very easy to put a title on the video. Click on the scene, and above it you'll see this T plus come up. Click on that, and it'll bring up this box here where you can type in, highlight that by holding your left mouse button down, and then type in. And we'll call it a day in North Wales. If you then click on this arrow, you can click on anywhere in that box and you can move it around. What else can we do to it? We can increase its size. Now we can do that by clicking on any of the corners or any of these marks you see, holding your left button down and dragging it out. If you wish to do it that way, you can also do it by clicking left button in this figure here and making it bigger or smaller, or indeed even clicking in there and typing in a value and press enter, and it will change the font size to what you've told it. Put it back in the middle again. What about the colour? Nice blue colour would be nice for this project. So click on the palette here, left button, find the area that's bluish, somewhere around about there, and you can slide that around till you find a colour you like. Click OK. We can make it bold, highlight all the text by holding your left mouse button and dragging it over. Click bold. There you go. So now we've got a blue title. How long do we want it to last for? That's important. We don't want it to last for 1 second so you can hardly see it. But there again, we don't want it to last too long either. So go back to this bottom part here and you can see a little clock face. Click on that and it gives you duration. Take that to 4 seconds. So we want it to start immediately. Well, actually we don't. Let's have it 1 second so it comes in as the fade comes in. Okay, and click out of that. Now if you play that, you'll notice there's your title. And then it should transition into the next scene. One thing more we could add is some sound effects and music. Now if you had voiceover in here, you could leave it on there and you could mix it with some music. But it's not, it's just C sounds and things like that. We don't need that C sound really, but we'll leave it in. But we can also add the music simply by clicking this add music box here. You can also upload music of your own from your computer by clicking on here, and then you can go away and find whatever music you've saved. So, but for now, Adobe Premiere Elements has got some fantastic music samples built in. So click on add music and you'll see this box will appear here. If you scroll up and down it, it's categorized weddings, urban, rock, pop, blues, atmospheric. So we'll have an atmospheric one, something like, I don't know, maybe heaven. We'll have heaven. So all you do, you left click on heaven and you drag it down to here, and you'll see that the whole thing turns grey and with this blue bar at the bottom. So drag it to there, let go your left mouse button, and it'll put that in for you. Now to make it the same length as the video, you've got simply click on this down bar here, click fit to movie, and it'll fit it to the length of the movie. And as the movie ends, so will music. You can obviously, as I said to you, you can change the volume of it as well. So if you have got voice on here, you can make your voice slightly louder and the music slightly quieter so that you can actually still hear what people are saying. But in this case there isn't, so that's fine. So let's see what we've got. Fading in with time and music in the background. Now if you jump to near the end by clicking left here, continue playing, you'll notice the music and the video fade out. So that is your very basically edited video. Yeah, you can click on there and put more titles in if you want to, and there are other things we can do to it. But for now, that's what we aim to do. So how do you save it? Quite simply, you can go up here just to save the project initially, which I recommend you do fairly regularly in case the computer crashes or you do something you can't undo. Save, and then give it a name and save it. And that will save it as a project, not as a video you can watch. To save it as a video you can watch, go across to here, export and share. It's very similar on earlier versions. Click on that. This box is a bit different than earlier versions, but it's easy enough to figure out. Click on devices, unless you want to upload it straight online to YouTube or Facebook or something. So click on devices and then select your resolution. Now obviously the bigger the resolution you select, if that's 4K, the bigger the file is going to be. And if you've only recorded it in 1080p for instance, there's absolutely no point trying to save it in 4K. I tend to use this 1440 by 1080 quite a lot. Here you can tell it what quality you want. So if you slide to the left, you'll notice the file size goes down, but so will the quality of the video. If you slide it right up to the top, the file size will increase, but so will the quality of the video. When you're dealing with 1080, 1080p, it's worth having it, I think, as good as you can get it. Name your video. I'm just going to call this demo, and where you're going to store it on your computer. You then quite simply click save, and the computer will render, which means it's tidying it all up and making it nice. Your computer will then render the media so that it's nice and smooth, and it will save it to the location you told it to save it to. It doesn't take very long unless you're dealing with huge files and 4K files, and obviously the more memory and the faster processor you've got in your computer, the quicker this will do this. So you just need to be patient for a moment. And we're nearly done. Very, very easy. Very, very quick way of editing just some clips that you've done on your phone or a video camera or something like that. There are lots more things we can do with it. In the guided tab here, there's lots of different fancy transitions and working with layers and all kinds of things. And in Expert, we can do an awful lot of things with it. But for now, we're quite happy with what we've done. So go away, play with it, try it, try messing around with it and see what you can achieve. It might seem quite simple, but you'd be quite surprised you can do quite a lot with it. Enjoy basic editing in Adobe Premiere Elements. Next time we will go on to some of the guided features of the program. So until then, take care. Ciao.